Shalom. Calling y'all about Shem Shah. Shalom to the look. I'm just get straight into it. Basically going on about a topic about what's going on around the world right now. About the sedition that's going on. All the uprisings, all the clashing with police. And hey, these people, they don't give a fuck about no law right now. It's been getting real lawless lately. Now I'm just starting 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Let's see, I'm gonna read that. Alright, yeah, I'm sorry. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 15 says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth not. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." We're talking about what the modern weapons. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." That's why the book of Isaiah said, 7 women should take over one man. But most of these men out here, they're going to be acting like bitches. Their true colors going to show. It says, "A man shall be afraid." It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation." And I'm going to let a few videos play. You can see how they disregard their princes and their kings, their authority, so to speak. Now, this video, it was up all the way, but you see, it said the following content has been identified by YouTube community. Let me go back to it. Had some little block thing on there. Let me see if it'll let me actually play it.
After 15... November 3rd, Election Day in America is edging ever closer. Some are not just nervous about the results, but nervous about the real...
It says, on the brink of civil war, tensions rising ahead of U.S. election day. Like the scripture said, in 2nd Ezra, this 2nd Ezra is coming to fruition. And ultimately, the part of 2nd Ezra that's going to come to fruition is when Yahweh Shah come back with his angels, and they actually go to war with Esau and his angels, which is talking about the Space Force that they got, the weaponry they got up in space, the satellites, all the other stuff. And that's going to come to fruition too. It's cooking up even more.
Potential for violence in the streets. Over the course of the past few months, amid the pandemic, tensions have been at boiling point, and at some points even boiling over. Violence has taken place at political rallies.
No, I skipped me to the other video, but I'm going to go back to it in a minute. So give me a minute.
Last weekend, it was Boston that was the site of scuffles between Trump supporters and left-wing activists. Videos like this are becoming more and more common across America. The country is becoming more and more polarized.
You have this witch's brew that really hasn't happened in America's history. And if it has, it's been decades, if not centuries.
Right-wing militias and Antifa are both heavily armed and both walking the streets freely in American cities.
And what it's going to lead to when that tension gets stirred up even more and more. Now, let me go back to this. It says, identified by YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive to some audiences. Well,
November 3rd, Election Day in America is edging ever
it ain't going to let me
closer.
play it.
Some are not just
But basically
nervous
what
about
happened
the
was, in
result.
the video, 2 officers shot during the traffic stop in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So these people, they don't give a fuck about no damn police right now. And a lot of these police officers, they're gonna quit. They ain't gonna really go out here and deal with this shit. They don't love their job that much. So what's gonna lead Esau to do? Sending them UN troops, them foreign troops from different areas, and come around and force their authority. And hey man, if anybody see all this stuff happen, and they still think these scriptures was written by the white man and all that bullshit, and the Most High literally blinded your ass for real, for a good reason too. And I'm just end this off with this after this video.
What if every child
There was an earthquake of 7.5.
Out of Alaska, sitting at a strong magnitude 7.4 earthquake has struck right off the coast, as you can see here on the global incident map. A fairly shallow quake. They have sent out a tsunami warning per the feeds. So right now I don't see any damage being reported, but we'll look here at exactly what they're saying.
Let me skip over a little bit. I don't want to play too much of that. I just want to show the map area of this and the domino effect these type of quakes can have. Now this quake being right here in this region, all this connects all the way down to California. So the most I can really stir some shit up. And these quakes just simultaneously go out back to back to back. Once through the spirit, that's what's gonna happen. In the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. Let me see. Here's what I'm going to read that verse 7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows." And that's what's happening right now. We're in the beginning of sorrows right now. And it's just going to amplify even more. Let's wait till this election stuff pop off. They have an excuse to do more stuff. And I got some more videos queued up. I'll make a lesson later on, Lord's will. And Lord's will, this is edifying too. Just want to make a quick little video, an update on what's going on around the world. And shalom to the left.